All right, let's talk about it. If you've been on the internet lately, I'm willing to bet you've seen ads for keto supplements like this one. They're everywhere, right? Promising an easier path to your health goals. But what's the real story behind all that hype?
Yeah, that probably sounds familiar. The ads are good, I'll give them that. They're super persuasive, they show you all these amazing transformations, and it's really hard not to feel that pull, that hope for a simpler, faster way to get where you want to go.
And that's the big question, isn't it? Beyond all the slick marketing, what can a supplement like this actually do? And maybe even more important, what can't it do? We're going to dive right into the fine print and find out. Okay, let me just rip the Band-Aid off right away with the single most important point. This is not a magic pill. I'm going to say that again. It is not a magic pill. If you aren't fully 100% committed to a strict ketogenic diet, a supplement like this is just a waste of money. It's a supporter, not a replacement for doing the work.
First things first, let's play detective. We're going to completely ignore the flashy ads and go straight to the only source of truth for any supplement, the official supplement facts panel. You know, the little white box on the back of the bottle.
So the star of the show here is something called beta-hydroxybutyrate, or just BHB. Now, in simple terms, when you stop eating carbs, your body starts making these little molecules from fat to use as fuel. This supplement just gives you a dose of those same molecules from an outside or exogenous source. That's it. And here's what the label tells us. You get an 800 milligram proprietary blend of 3 different BHB salts. Now, that term, proprietary blend, is key. It means they don't actually have to tell you how much of each ingredient is in there. And, oh, a quick heads up, the capsule itself is made of gelatin, which comes from animal products, so this is definitely not vegan-friendly.
Now this is a major red flag. In some of the ads and marketing for this product, they mention an ingredient called chromium picolinate, but when you look at the actual label, it's not there at all. This is the perfect example of why you have to trust the label, not the ad. The label is the legal document. The ad is just, well, an ad.
Okay, so now we know what's actually in the bottle. Let's tackle those big, splashy marketing claims head-on and translate them from marketing speak into plain reality.
First claim you'll see is that it supports fat metabolism. Now listen closely, because this does not mean the pill burns fat off your body. The only thing that burns your body fat is your body, and it only does that when you're in a calorie deficit on a keto diet. This supplement might make that process feel a little smoother, but it absolutely does not do the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, next up, the claim that it helps achieve ketosis. And this one is tricky because it's technically true, but very misleading. Taking a pill like this will raise your ketone levels in your blood for a few hours, but true nutritional ketosis, that's the metabolic state you're actually aiming for, that can only happen when you strictly limit carbs over a sustained period of time.
So let's just be brutally honest about what these pills can't do. They cannot replace the diet. They cannot guarantee you'll lose a specific amount of weight. They definitely can't eliminate the need for discipline and hard work. This is not an overnight fix, and it's certainly not a medicine to treat any disease. Knowing these limits is absolutely crucial.
Now for the really practical part, the money. How much does this promise of an easier keto journey actually cost? And what kind of protection do you really have if it doesn't work for you?
You can see right away, the pricing is designed to get you to buy in bulk. One bottle is a pretty steep $69, but if you commit to a 6-bottle package, that price drops all the way down to $39 a bottle. That makes sense since any real results would take months, but it also means a much bigger financial commitment from you right at the start. Now that 60-day money-back guarantee sounds great, right? But you've got to read the fine print. And in that fine print is this potentially tricky phrase: products should be intact and not tampered with. Does that mean you can't get your money back on a bottle you've actually opened and tried? The language is vague, and that vagueness puts your wallet at risk. So here's your action plan, a little bit of homework. Before you spend a single penny, I want you to follow these 3 steps. Email their support and ask that one key question, point blank. Their answer, or if they don't answer, will tell you everything you need to know about how real that guarantee is. And whatever they say, save that email. So, after all that, we get to the real bottom line. Should you buy this? And honestly, the answer is different for everyone. It really comes down to your personal situation, your goals, and your level of commitment. So, who is this actually for? Well, it might be a useful tool if you are genuinely, truly all in on a strict keto diet and you've had a really hard time in the past with that initial keto flu.
But on the other side, if you're not ready for a major lifestyle change or you have certain health conditions, you should probably just avoid this altogether.
Before you even think about clicking that Buy Now button, just pause. Take a second and ask yourself these questions, and be really honest. Are you truly ready for this commitment? Have you talked to your doctor? Are your expectations realistic? Trust me, your honest answers to these questions are way more important than any marketing claim you'll ever read.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to one simple truth. This supplement is just a supporting actor in your health journey. The real star of the show, the one that actually creates the change, is the diet. The pill's effectiveness is 100% dependent on what you're putting on your plate.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. When you see products like this, what are you really buying? Is it the specific blend of minerals and ketones in a capsule, or is it the much more powerful, much more appealing promise of an easy answer to a really difficult goal? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.